Good morning. It is Monday, day 4, and I woke up this morning to some light rain. It was on and off. It let me pack everything up without getting my stuff wet, which was great. Well, the stuff that wasn't already wet. But the winds are really strong today. So I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna have my breakfast. I've got my scrambled eggs and bacon again today. I was gonna put it on a wrap, but I'm just gonna eat it out of the bag, and hoping the winds die down. I have 100 and something meter portage, just a small one, and then I have to paddle down, I can't remember the name of the creek, Mouse Creek maybe, for maybe 1 or 2 kilometers. That's the part where I might get stuck in the wind. After that I have a 1700 meter portage, so you know, if I could just go straight to that and just do that for a while, that would be fine. Hopefully by the time I get to Mouse the wind has died down, and hopefully I make it to Mouse. So I'm just gonna eat my breakfast and finish packing up. I'm pretty much all done. The tent is down, the bag's pretty much packed. I just have my few things here that I needed to make my breakfast, so wish me luck. Well, it's 8:44 and just been waiting a bit for the wind gusts to die down a little, and they seem to have done so. So I'm gonna make a break for it. My portage is right around the corner, but it's just a small one, so I'll have to see if I have to wait there to keep going or what to do from there. But I'm all packed up, so there's no point in just sitting here. So the wind is actually at my back, which was nice. All I did was just do a couple of stern rudders to keep me straight, and I was fine. It'll probably be different in the creek, but we'll see what happens. I am at the portage, 135 meters from Big Thunder to Mink Creek, and I'm off. Well, this is supposed to be the easy portage, but I can't seem to get to the water. I've gotten my foot stuck 3 times, probably about 2 feet deep. It's like quicksand, and then I can't get out. So I'm gonna have to be really careful when I bring the canoe. Oh, I lost my shoe. The things I was worried about today, losing my shoe, was definitely not one of them. This mud is treacherous. I am scared to go back and get out and to get the canoe. I almost fell over a couple times and lost my shoe. That right there is the longest, shortest portage. Took me 30 minutes to get my pack and the canoe over to this beautiful creek. It's called Mink Creek, by the way. Due to this mud, I set up a little bridge back there with the logs, and I just walked incredibly slowly, tippy toes, and then came the rest of the way through these bushes. So I made it. Makes me laugh. I was procrastinating leaving Big Thunder because of the wind, and there's not even any wind here. I'm loving this creek. Well, it's 10 after 10. I'm still here at the beginning of the portage from Mink Creek. I just heard some very loud thunder, and I'm happy I'm on this portage, and hopefully it'll be done by the time I am. Well, as I've been walking on this portage, the skies have opened up and it's pouring. I've got my lovely canoe umbrella on my head, but it's A little bit of mud here just wiped me out and I fell over and dropped the canoe, so I'm okay. I just retied everything and just did a 15-minute stint. I was feeling great. I'm going to try to do the rest of the way. Oh, I'm still going. I'm looking forward to getting to the other side. Not that I can go anywhere once I do, although I haven't heard thunder for about 10 minutes now. But it is pouring. And I've got my canoe umbrella, so nice and dry. I'm super happy because I have finally achieved the sweet spot on this canoe. I added some extra string to the yokes. I cut it in half and I put one on each side so that it wasn't all one long piece, so that each side, pulling each side, would hold, and that way it couldn't move, and it seems to have worked. I tied the paddles in with my little piece of string that I have for fishing, and then I bungeed on the little neck pillow that I brought, and it is fantastic. I've been walking for 25 minutes straight, and I'm singing, and I'm not in pain, and I'm not really out of breath or anything. It's just fantastic. So I'm super happy. Sad it took me to day 4 to get to this, but sooner, better late than never, right? Well, I'm pretty stoked. I just carried the canoe 43 minutes straight. I would have to say possibly 40 minutes straight, because I wiped out in the mud about 15 minutes in, and I had to readjust the paddle and tie everything back in. And once you tie everything in nice and secure, man, that carry is so much better. It's worth taking the extra couple minutes to get everything set up. Anyways, I've got to walk 40 minutes now back to get my pack, and then come another 40 minutes, so I will be back. So on the way back, I'll take a couple little videos of what I came through carrying the canoe. Actually, this portage is fabulous. It's very even. There was just, I think, 1 incline or 2 inclines. I know right at the beginning there was one, and I think maybe there was 1 or 2 during the portage, but nothing major, nothing that made me stumble or stop or anything. So most of it is like this. This looks safe, but it's not all that safe. This is actually like the area that I slipped in. The mud is very slick, and you just slide, your foot just slides like it's on ice. But overall, very, very good portage. Of course, I'm beaming because it's been 4 days, and this is the first time that I've carried the canoe and actually felt, I'm not going to say the first time, but there's been a couple of the smaller ones that I've carried it on and been like, yeah, that was pretty good. But this was great, and this portage just now just made me feel like I could do a 3K, no problem. Well, I'm pretty tired of the rain, but what's worse is that it was thundering the whole time I was doing the portage, but it sounded like it was getting quieter and quieter. And when I went back to get my bag, it was really loud. And then I didn't hear it for a long, long time until just before I got to the lake. And then it thundered and thundered and thundered. Well, I know not to get on the water when it's thundering and lightning. I haven't seen any lightning yet, but I just have to be safe. So I'm going to wait like 20 minutes or half an hour to make sure that the thunder is done. I just have to go across to the other side there, and then do my next portage, and then I'll be on the lake I'm staying on. But until then, I was tired of being wet, so I rigged up this little shelter. Just put like a branch across there so the canoe would stay, and found a log, put my PFD there, and I'm just going to sit here and have some lunch and be dry for a few minutes. Even though I'm soaking wet, I can't even say how good it feels just to not have rain falling and hitting me just for even a little while. So when I got here, I was about to sit and have lunch over there, and I thought, I don't want to sit here and feel the rain hitting me in the head anymore. So yeah, I did this, and I'm going to sit here and have my lunch. hopefully the rain lets up, and more importantly, hopefully this thunder stops. I'm waiting to get across that lake so I can do my next portage and be to my campsite. I really want to get there, so hopefully soon. It's been about 40 minutes since I've heard any thunder. The lake looks a little bit brighter. Looks like it's clearing up a little bit, and the rain has slowed down. Well, maybe not, but I'm getting cold. I'm starting to shake, so it's time for me to keep moving. I think I did dry off a little bit. I still feel soaking wet, but there's not much I can do about that until I get to my tent and get a chance to change my clothes and get warm in my sleeping bag. So for now, I'm gonna get in the boat, and I'm gonna paddle across Mouse Lake and get to my portage into Club so that I can find my site and get warm. This journey keeps getting harder and harder. While I was out in the middle of the lake, it started pouring down rain so hard, the wind picked up. I made it to the portage, and I've got it says 775 meters to Club Lake, and then hopefully I will find a site very quickly and get out of these wet clothes. Well, here I am. I'm at the portage from Mouse to Club. Well, after all this, now I get to drag the boat through this little narrow waterway to get out, and a very big rumble of thunder just went. I just have to go. There's a site supposedly right after this portage, so I hope I find it right away and I don't get struck by lightning. Hi, really scary stuff. I got off the portage and I was like, I gotta go for it. I can't just stand here. I knew the site was close by. I see the site. I'm paddling through like all that, and it's like a maze, a marsh maze that you have to get through. I've tried to take shortcuts before and I got stuck, so I went around, and just as I was coming up to the front, I saw the site. I don't know if you can see it. Across there, there's a site open, and I'm like, let's go for it. And then there was a huge crack of thunder and lightning, and I was like, okay, never mind, I'm going to this one. So I paddled my butt off, and I made it, and it looks like it's super sheltered, which is exactly what I need right now because I have to get my tent up in the rain somehow, and I need to get dry. So I'm so grateful that I made it, and yeah, I'm gonna go get dry. Bye. Well, I've got another shelter, kind of like the one I made last night. This one goes right over the fire pit. I'll just make a very small fire. It's up pretty high. Found an old log that I could sit on and moved it into place, and I've got some of my cooking stuff sitting there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a fire going, but at least I have somewhere dry that I can cook my dinner. And it hasn't stopped raining long enough for me to put my tent up. I found a pretty nice, pretty sheltered spot back there, so I'm going to do that next. Well, I finally got a nice fire going. It had stopped raining, but as you can hear on my tarp shelter, it's raining again. My boots were on the back of my pack, and today I thought I'd be clever and put them in giant Ziplocs. Just this part was sticking out, attached to a carabiner to hook it on the bag, and then the rest was kind of closed up. But I dumped like half a cup of water out of Bo's shoe just now. I don't know what happened to them, but I'm hoping they can dry. I'm getting dry myself finally and getting nice and warm. Every time I get to sit by the fire, I have to go get more wood because I'm just putting little pieces in, and it's wet, but it seems to be burning. Oh, my tent is pretty full. I've got stuff hanging up. My neck pillow that I used on my yoke, which was fantastic today on that 1705 meter portage. My raincoat's hanging in the corner here. The tent's got all these little clippy things, so I try to get creative. This one didn't have a string, but I have my whistle, so I tied a string up to here so I could hang it, and then I just put one of my hairpins I always carry just one bobby pin and with my hairbrush, and so I can hang that there. It was almost dry yesterday, but it wasn't quite dry, so. And then all the rest of my clothes are in this pillowcase. And because my pillow usually goes in there with maybe one or two things, and because my pillow is wet, I now have my pillowcase to use as a pillow tonight. So just waiting for the rain to die out so I can go hang my food. Sitting here listening to an episode of Paddling Adventures Radio and trying not to listen to the rain anymore because I've had it with the rain. I woke up quickly to hang my food before dark and came down to get some water and saw this beautiful sight. Grateful I didn't miss it, but I'm back in my sleeping bag and I'm going to bed. I'm done with this day.